Team Hippopotamus, Southern Evangelical Seminary and Bible College. L'chaim.
Collecting with Derrz here, representing Philly Nation. It's a Philly thing, baby.
The Comic Viking.
NickTheComicNerd, Long Island, New York. Go Blue.
It's your boy Rosko here from Geek Out with Rosko. Let's go threat level midnight fantasy football, baby.
Brian LCS, the fantasy owner your mama warned you about.
22, the Iron Man of Steel City, Birmingham, Alabama.
Southpaw Brad, defensive end, University of South Carolina.
Couple comics, numero uno, balling out big blue U. Let's go, Super Pro, special edition.
Chicago Schultzy, University of Illinois, deep dish pizza and Italian beef vendor.
The Comic Vet, Army, Toronto, Canada.
Trev the Shipping Guru, TK all day, defending champion, Chiefs Kingdom. Let's play some football.
I want that.
Chris, what time in the morning did you record your intro?
Oh my god.
I thought about it the first time, but now that I've seen it again, I was like, man, he had to record that as soon as he woke up.
Some other ones, but yeah,
he sent me some other ones. I haven't had a chance to.
So I started my new job, and I think I'm usually there about 5:15 in the morning, and I happen to just like look at the chat, and I'm like, oh, I guess I better do this too. And I'm like looking around for like a clean spot on the wall, and I'm like, all right, I'll just sit right here. So yeah, it was probably about 5:15, 5:30 in the morning.
It represents well of the
Too
time.
early. Hey man, that's hardcore. That's how much I miss football.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But here we are.
Get it tonight.
That's it. We're what, hour and 15 minutes away from kickoff.
Oh, cannot wait.
So check in with the chat real quick before
Neil.
we get into it. Neil is here. Seth, Callie and Jordan Squad. David, Lucretius is here.
Oh, Lions. Where'd that come from?
Comic Vet is here.
Hey, I'm rooting for the Lions. I picked the Lions tonight.
Katie's guy. C Busy. Too Tasty. Appreciate you guys being here.
Chop and drop. That's the wrong sport, brother.
Chop's confused.
That's an old American pastime.
Pack fan.
Hey, Jordan Love. We'll see.
All right. Well, so where do you guys want to start? You want to talk a little bit about the fantasy league? We want to talk about the NFL teams, NFL season. How do we want to start it tonight?
I personally, I just want to, again, last night I paid respect to this on my channel, but I want to pay respect to Adam, who was truthful in saying that he always finishes second in a duck race, and he backed it up last week when we did our live stream. Like, I don't know if I should say congratulations or your
always,
curse.
Baby. It's okay. It makes it exciting for me. It's like I might win, but at the end of the day, I know I'm not going to. But it's always a nice might.
That was all of last season for me.
Maybe we need to run a giveaway where we say whoever comes in second wins and see what happens.
No. Then that's the first time he actually wins it.
Right.
I think it's just third.
Black Crown is here. Kyle's here.
We can dive into how many trade requests I've sent to Rosko so far.
So the initial one got vetoed, right? Yeah.
So that was before I was just kind of like spur of the moment, and then I was really like I talked to him and I was like, okay, let me send you like a real one, and then he denied. And then he denied that one, and then I told him, okay, I'm gonna send you another one. It's even in the trade calculator. You're up on a percentage. How do you feel about it? But like I said, I'll keep picking and prodding.
Derrz, you really need to thank the rest of the league, right? Because you blew on that rape whistle real hard, because they seriously saved you from getting trade raped by Rosko.
I would have been cool because I would have just kept AJ Brown. I would have been cool with it. But there is a question I want to ask. So like with keepers, we keep 3 people next year. You have to pick 3 people.
You don't have to, but it's advised.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You could
you can scrap the whole team. You just have the option to.
Okay, that was one of the things I was thinking. And then, do we know who the people are keeping going into the draft? The people that are already out of the draft. Okay, cool. Those are the 2 questions I had.
They'll be because Brian will, after everybody sets their keepers. There'll be a date that Brian says, "Hey, your keepers need to be set by this date." You set them. And then he clears the rosters aside from keepers.
Cool.
And then you see who everybody kept.
Nice. Thanks for that.
Actually, on that, how does it work? Is it whatever round we drafted them in when we kept them, or 1, 2, 3?
So it usually populates when we go into the live draft, like how we were last week, boys. When we go in with keepers, your 3 players will be there, but they'll be set as basically your final 3 picks at the end of the draft.
Okay, because I've been in some leagues where it was whatever round you drafted them in, that's what pick they were.
Yeah.
And do they have to be different positions, or can it be same positions? Or
glad you cleared that up, because
different positions.
I'm the same way. That happened to me one time, and I was like, "Damn, I don't get a 2nd round pick right now." Like,
right. Like the one year I did it, when it did that, I kept LaDainian Tomlinson, and that was my 1st round pick anyway.
Nice.
And I was very happy to keep him as a 1st round pick.
So and that's one thing we didn't talk about is how are we going to set the draft order next year? Is it going to be based on finish, or are we just?
I think it should be finish.
Yeah,
I think we should all meet somewhere and have a contest, like
have
Heroes
a foot race. I'm down for a foot race.
I'll take last overall then.
I'm probably like 2nd or 3rd because I'm not too fast, but I'm pretty quick.
You do like 3 different competitions, the best overall score, like arm wrestling and
one
most valuable CGC, and then a foot race. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm screwed.
I'm gonna have TM Nerdy send it.
I don't have a CGC. I have one out right now, and it won't be back until probably November.
Nice.
No, it usually now Brian will have to populate the draft order based on how the season ends. Obviously, if someone's going to tank or whatever, we can attempt to set that up where however many teams don't make the playoffs, that could go to a duck race to help avoid someone tanking on purpose.
That's true.
I think
I'm cool with tanking on purpose. If that's your strategy,
honestly,
you're planning to rebuild in a couple of years. I mean,
okay, there's tanking on purpose, but there's also
like if I have Jalen Hurts and just automatically drop him on the like trade block or like the waiver wire, that's a blatant tanking on purpose.
Yeah,
but if you're picking like young
bad luck,
like if you're picking, I'm saying like if you're drafting younger guys with potential talent that you think are going to be better in a couple of years, that's different as well.
I mean, honestly, we can look at Derrz draft and say that he tanked already.
Since I didn't take a running back, the most common strategy in any draft.
Look at Neil stirring up the stuff in the chat.
I did the most basic and common draft strategy there is, the 0 running back strategy.
That's a dumb strategy.
I'm in 4 active Yahoo leagues, man.
It's won a
and
lot
all
of
4 are
people,
now keepers, and I've never heard of anyone like not grabbing the earliest running back and
I told you,
literally, I want you to find someone in out the same format we got. 14 teams.
I already told you. Look up the number 1 fantasy player in the world.
Yeah,
the same strategy I went with.
Yeah, and what lineups does he have to do?
What do you mean? He runs like this basic PPR, blah blah blah, 1 quarterback, the 2 wide receivers, everything, and he's won more money than all of us combined will ever see in our lifetime playing fantasy football with random running backs. Because basically the theme is after Mixon's off the board, the running backs in rounds 4 to 7 are all just, they might get you 5, 6, 10 points maybe. Is that really worth going out getting instead of wide receivers who are going to average 12, 15, 17 points a game for you?
But at that point, by the time you're past the 6th round, you should have already basically have.
And
if you're using that strategy, you're going to have 4 receivers
and
a quarterback. But then you're going to be taking your top tier second or the backup quarterbacks, or pardon me, running backs, and you didn't do that.
I did. All the running backs I have are all starters on everybody's team. They're younger dudes. They're all second or first or starters, and they're projected to get, as long as they project to get my 10 points a game, that's all I need. If they get 10-ish points a game, boom, I'm happy. My wide receivers, my quarterback, and my tight ends will do the rest.
Wait, that's a lot to put on a rookie, man.
Okay,
I mean,
Zach Carbonet is not the starter in Seattle.
No, not their starter. I'm saying starters on fantasy teams.
Derrz is not a starter
on teams,
Chicago.
on fantasy teams.
Brian, you're a
savage. Is what I'm saying.
There we go.
These guys are just all going to be big mad when the new guy who hasn't played fantasy, you guys are going to be salty.
You want to put a first round pick on that?
No, I don't. I
don't.
But and then even if I don't win a single game this year, guess what? I still have the Eagles in real life to bounce off of, and I still have years down the line in this league to plan for. You know, Jalen Hurts is already on my team for the long haul, so I'm good, baby. I'm chilling.
You know what?
Just need Rosko to accept a trade one day. I did try and trade it for Montgomery to Tylox, but I think he let it go so long it disappeared. He never accepted or rejected it. It was just
I didn't. The only trade request that I saw come across was the first one.
Yeah, I don't think he accepted it or denied it. I think he never saw it and it just disappeared. Because I tried trading for a running back already.
I've had some interesting, conversation.
I'm here for complete baby face. Did anybody else just see that?
For fun and, who, me?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You are now the baby face of this league.
I'm chilling, bro.
You're Ricky Morton.
I'm here for a good time and a long time, baby.
That's what it's all about.
And to back up, we'll segue right into that. To back up my first round matchup, I'm going against the dude who doesn't have Travis Kelce, so I'm big chilling.
Yeah,
I'm big chilling.
Has he been ruled out for?
He's
officially ruled out now.
No, he has not been officially ruled out
yet. For strategy, they won't rule him out, but he's out. He's going to not play.
No, all we got to do is pump him with whatever they gave Mahomes in the halftime.
So he can hurt his knee.
Oh, whatever they pumped into Mahomes.
That miracle stuff that helped them beat Philadelphia.
When I was watching the Super Bowl, I was sitting right next to my girl. I was like, yes. I was like, man, Mahomes is out. That sucks because, like I said, it was such a good game. But I was like, cool, he's out. He goes limp into the locker room. I was like, we ain't gonna see him again. He comes jogging full sprint out of the tunnel. I was like, that dude got so much steroids in the back that it's not even funny.
Well, and I'm also wondering what they injected him in to have him clear concussion protocol in 10 minutes instead of 2 weeks like everybody else.
Yeah, there's no point in playing Travis Kelce. It's week 1. Why put him out there and hurt him again and then be out 6 to 8 weeks?
Because you don't want to lose the first game after you win the Super Bowl at home against the Lions.
The Chiefs are chilling. They're going to win a lot of games. The Lions might win this game with Kelce. The Lions are going to be a surprise.
Is a momentum builder.
I think the Lions are going to surprise a lot of people this year. Same with the Jaguars.
I called it, I think, about week 2 or 3 last year. Soon is going to be the time of the big cats.
We'll
the
see.
Lions, the Jags, the Panthers eventually. We're going to see the big cats come up soon.
You know, they were probably playing the cat and mouse game where there would be a game time decision, but they probably knew they were going to sit Kelce.
Yeah. Hey, I wonder if Tylox picked up their backup.
No, the second their tight end went out, I picked up their backup so nobody else could.
Who is their backup?
I don't know.
His name is riding the bench in fantasy tonight.
Noah Gray.
The second this week's over, I'm dropping him because I just wanted him so nobody else could pick him up.
Hey, I know people that have won leagues doing that, picking up one-off matches every week and somehow getting the most.
You know what's going to be great? When Dallas Goedert puts up an abysmal 5 points this week, and that Noah Gray guy riding Derrz bench puts up 30.
I've watched the Eagles long enough to know that Dallas Goedert's going to put up plenty more than 5 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you not watch the Eagles? Do you not know how explosive our offense is? Have you never watched an Eagles game?
No, because I watch the Bills, who has
right. I watch the Eagles,
explosive
but
offense.
I still know how other teams play and what you guys.
I only watch the Eagles twice a year.
I know the Ravens. I know the Ravens are explosive. I know the Bills are explosive. You know, I know the Chiefs are. You know these teams. Dallas Goedert's like the third or fourth best tight end in the league, bro.
No, that's in your head.
That's in.
No, hold on, man.
That's in your head.
Hold on, man.
Statistics wise, he's
I get that you're
not
a
even
homer,
close.
but third or fourth, come on, man.
No.
Wait, what do you say? Third or fourth in the league?
Yeah.
Dallas Goedert comes in at
you
number
are
4.
wrong.
Dallas Goedert comes in at number 4, 2022. Come on, guys. Like, stop messing with me on the Eagles talk. You're going to get roasted.
What website is that? Like,
I don't take him
I have an
over
eagle.com.
TJ Hawkinson.
I'm just, what?
I don't even take him over TJ Hawkinson.
I'm
I
just
don't
saying.
take him over. Well, of course, I don't take him over Kelsey.
I'm just saying, stats-wise, Dallas Goedert was number 4.
Okay. Kelsey.
Yes.
Darren Waller.
Yes.
Waller.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews, due to
Yes.
statistics,
He can block. And then Goddard,
Hawkinson is
100%.
better.
Yeah,
And he has better stats.
Watch him. He's gonna blow
So
up.
here's the rankings. Kelsey, this is from Yahoo. So
Mhm.
pre-draft or preseason. Kelsey, Mark Andrews, T.J. Hawkinson, Waller, Kittle,
Yep.
Gollard is 6.
I refuse to ever take Kittle on anything because I lost $500 on him in the Super Bowl.
I mean, he's probably not even going to start this week.
That seems
No,
realistic.
I
to
don't
me.
think so.
I lost so much money on Goddard or Kittle in the Super Bowl. It wasn't funny. All he had to do was get like 10 more yards.
Yeah, they get the facsimile.
Yep.
Yellow.
And Packers have a whole new everything.
No, I'll win. I'll get my first
Running
CGC,
backs.
and then I'll somehow win the high draft pick.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, Derrz. Travis, this is 2022 stats.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Fantasy points in our league and our scoring. Travis Kelsey, TJ Hawkinson, George Kittle, Mark Andrews, Evan Ingram, Tyler Higbee, Pat Freiermuth, Cole Kmet, Taysom Hill.
See, I didn't. So, like, I need to get adjusted.
Dalton Schultz, David Njoku, and then Dallas Goedert. He didn't even break the top
I need to get
10
adjusted to look up.
Alan,
I'm not used
you
to.
gotta, you gotta
I'm not
slow down with
used-
that Taysom Hill stuff, man.
I'm
Or
not
turn
used
into-
to looking up. When I go to Google, I just look at real
Seattle
life
quarterback.
I'm hoping
I need
it did.
I need to get adjusted to look at the fantasy football
Taysom
stats.
Hill.
I was just going by last year's stats. Dallas Goedert was 4 on the list. Is all I'm saying.
Taysom Hill.
Has nothing to do with fantasy. This
Taysom
is
Hill's
also-
like 90, isn't
yes,
he? Like, he's one of those guys that's
ESPN's
way older than we think.
top 15 run or tight ends of 2022.
How old is he?
Yeah, and it's those other guys beat him in the statistics.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not looking at fantasy whatsoever. I'm just looking at actual stats is what I was talking about. That's where I was confused.
So, and if you look at the pregame, so Derrz is up against Tylox this week 1, and according to the matchup, he's got the slight edge.
Okay, so has Tylox moved?
Who did he even get at
starting
Conklin?
Conklin from the Jets at wide receiver at tight end.
Jalen Hurts will put up 40 for me. I'll be chilling.
Oh my god!
And Jefferson.
Oh my god!
In New England, he's gonna put up 40 points.
40 fantasy points? Come on.
3
What
rushing
Lions
touchdowns,
fan?
4 passing touchdowns. He's got to show out. He's got that new contract. He's ready to rock.
Trev checking in. He's at a Chiefs party tonight.
Oh, I bet he's partying big right now.
I want that trophy this year.
And I get the matchup against the
in the year after that.
last year's champs.
Before I forget, was the intro done in reverse order of wins?
Might have
Because
been.
I'm pretty sure I was in the basement at the end of last year, and I led that thing off.
No,
And I know Trev won.
You definitely were not the one of the. You weren't that bad.
Really, I thought I went on like a 14-game lose streak.
Did you?
I started off 3-0, and I don't think I won a game the rest of the year.
Chicago.
Chicago.
Son of a bitch, right? Geno Smith.
Yes. Oh man.
Thank you, Rosko. Thank you for those clips.
Oh, yeah, always.
Geno
We'll see what happens this year. We'll see.
Again, no one saw that coming. I don't care what you say.
No one did.
No.
Well, what about that? Who do we think? Who do we think's going to have like a crazy year, and who do we think's going to be a bust? Any?
Well, like an unexpected crazy year.
Yeah, unexpected. Somebody.
What are you talking crazy?
Like
a Geno Smith year last year, right? Nobody saw that coming. Right?
Are we talking
Derek
quarterback?
Carr?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Derek Carr is
Carr's
going
gonna
to
be
turn it around because the Raiders raked him over the coals, and he is a better quarterback than people want to think he is, and especially in Vegas.
He doesn't just have
trash.
I think
Devontae
Stafford
Smith
may
will
have a good comeback year.
Yeah.
He has more than one top-tier wide receiver now, too.
Exactly. He's got some weapons now.
And Jamal Williams is going to hold down the fort till the beatdown guy comes back. And then
yeah, plus Olave had a much better rookie season than I thought he would. He came out of nowhere a little bit.
Yeah.
And now that he has Derek Carr throwing to him, I think he's poised to have himself a pretty big year.
I think the Saints are going to surprise a lot of people. They have the easiest schedule in the NFL.
Yep.
Derek Carr is out to prove something because the Raiders did him dirty.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Matt Stafford healthy, it's perennial 4,000 yards every year when he's healthy, even with a bad Lions team in front of him back then. I think he should put up decent numbers. I'm not going to sit here and say the team is going to do well, but I think his overall yardage will do well. And I think Russell Wilson, I think there doesn't matter who's coaching or whatever. I think Russell Wilson is just not that good.
I think he's
not that good.
A little
anymore.
bit past his riding prime.
Well, this will be the year that proves it one way or the other. That's for sure.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm excited.
Now,
I'm excited.
Now
to
they
see
can't
Stroud.
say it has nothing to do with the coach if he craps out.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think of Peyton, Sean Payton with New Orleans, that offense put up some big numbers.
Yeah.
So
But
you
he
can't
had
figure out
a
what's going on with Russell.
generational quarterback though.
Oh God.
Well, true. He had Breeze. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, but I mean,
size.
You can hate.
Iconic,
He's got a
most
ring. And
iconic
he's going to be a
birthmark
first
on the
ballot.
planet.
Yeah, first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh, there's no doubt.
I'm excited to see CJ Stroud because Ohio State is notorious for not being able to produce an NFL quarterback. And I think CJ Stroud hopefully can be the first one. So we'll see because he's not really a running quarterback. And that's what
That's Brian has him. Yeah.
Bryce Young is going to be a flop. And
and the problem now with good old Bryce Young and the Texans is that garbage lineman. Is that garbage lineman they got from the Steelers, Kendrick Green, is now their starting center. Did anybody see him in preseason? He cannot hit a shotgun snap. Every time he did it, over the quarterback's head by at least 5 yards.
Oh, geez, that's
Bryce Young's tiny too. He's built like Tua.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? The Ravens will do everybody a favor and just end Bryce Young's career early.
I think somebody is going to because that line may collapse on him.
I'm excited for Anthony Richardson because he's never really played.
Curious to see.
That's. I don't care if he's good or not, but you've never really got to see him play. So we'll see. It's
I
his
did
first
see him
time,
play
a
against
couple
Florida
times
State and get owned.
He did get owned, but
Or like actually, and then in Washington, I want to see what Sam Howell can do.
Yeah, some of these younger
More
guys that
intrigued
haven't
with Sam
really.
Howell than I am Anthony Richardson.
I'm a running quarterback guy, so we'll see what the dude can do. I'm curious that they named him their starter so early.
That's the
where I
thing. Like,
was.
you let him sit under Minshew for a year. Minshew's not a terrible quarterback.
As the backup on the Eagles, I couldn't stand him, but he was good on the Jaguars.
Well, I mean, his mustache is rather threatening, but
it is. It is very, very.
If you're in porn,
that guy should either be in porn,
Come
delivering
on, man.
pizza, or pulling somebody over on an interstate for going above the speed limit.
That is the scariest thing about my team is we do not have a backup. Marcus Mariota is
actually no. Thanks for bringing it up. I'm curious to see Jordan Love.
That too.
Yeah, me too.
I want to see what he can do because nobody knows. So we're going to find out.
Chicago.
There's so many unknowns in the NFL this season. Really,
bastards.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean the receivers though are who? Romeo Dobbs and
Watson.
Watson
is proving himself to be a pretty handy little receiver.
And if he catches the ball.
Well, that helps.
Yeah.
Ask Bears fans about Chase Claypool.
Wait, where?
They took that
He stole it from them.
Who has Chase Claypool?
The Steelers
In the
right?
league, I don't think anybody.
Oh,
the
the last I heard, he was on the Steelers. I haven't heard of him since.
No, in reality, he's sort of on. No, they traded him last year.
Oh, that's right.
Somehow ended up with the 32nd overall pick for that club.
Right, I remember that.
Yeah, I think
yes.
Packers fans will be cheering Buffalo Sunday night when the Bills defense sacks Aaron Rodgers back to 2016 and drops him off there and says, "See you later."
As long as that man is upright, he is dangerous. That's all you need to say about Aaron Rodgers.
I don't pick against Buffalo a lot when I'm doing my weekly picks. I don't pick against Buffalo a lot at all. But I think the Jets are very scary. And I think the AFC, the entire AFC, needs to take notice. That defense is no joke. And now you have a quarterback that does not turn the ball over.
But Monday night, take the over.
He has time.
Take the over.
Take the over. Honestly, all joking aside, I think both of them, Allen and Rodgers, are just going to come out there slinging. It's good. No, bench your running backs if you got Jets or Bills running backs. It's just going to be bomb.
Wide
just a
receiver
question
show.
if the secondary is going to pick or not.
Looks like Kelsey is now finally officially not playing tonight.
Darn.
Yeah.
Bills are favored by 2.5 on Monday's game. So
the Bills are favored 2.5 in MetLife.
Yeah, that's.
We'll see.
Take the over.
That's going to be a good one, though. That's definitely going to be a good Monday.
Yeah,
night.
as a Bills fan, it
really
sucks.
good
I have to
games
wait
this
longer
week.
than everyone else.
Yeah, sure.
The NFL got what they want. They got their wet dream with Aaron Rodgers in New York for that opening game. The NFL got what they wanted.
They got Giants, Dallas Sunday night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
That's sexy.
Man.
Go
Can't
Blue.
wait.
That's sexy.
Anybody's playing the Cowboys, I'll root for.
A lot of turnovers from Prescott. You can expect.
Oh man, I would love that. 2 rookie corners out there tearing it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny he's still in the league, he still has that starting job. He took
I've
the job from Romo.
I called him.
Bad.
I called him as soon as because I had to play against him 2 years. As soon as he took Romo, because Romo used to kind of tear up the Eagles once in a while back in the day. And as soon as Prescott took over, I was like, this dude is not it. He is not the same, not what Dallas needs. And they've come, whatever, Jared Jones, stick him with him. But man, I'm surprised he's held the starting job for this long.
Not after that trade.
Yeah.
So don't hate on Romo because
I don't.
There's still some Cowboy passing stats that Tony Romo owns, not Troy Aikman.
That's why I said he used to shred the Eagles here and there.
I
So
mean,
I was glad when Prescott took over, but he is not. I can't believe he's there.
Romo in the booth, though. Let me tell you, you can
great.
see how freaking football smart he is. I mean, it's unreal. I'm
great.
like, how is this man not a coach? I mean, he's up there just tearing apart. Like when he's out there, and they had to tell him to tone it down because they're like, "Yo, you're supposed to
money."
I was getting ready
no
to say
stress.
that. Yep, I was getting ready to say money.
much
and
rather-
easy.
I'd
And he
much
only works
all
one day. One day.
Same
a
thing
week,
as
right?
Romo with CBS.
True.
I love when he calls out the next play. It's so great.
Oh yeah,
He's making all that sketch with money anyway.
It blew my mind when he was in the freaking when he was in the booth. It blew my mind when he was just picking apart. I'm like, man, my man is wicked with it. Like, wow, yeah. So it made me look at him a whole new way in the booth, though. That's for sure. Because I hated him on the field.
It's funny you mentioned Troy Aikman. Like, if you look at Aikman's numbers, like Drew Bledsoe's numbers were better than Aikman. Like, Bledsoe put up better years. Bledsoe didn't get a ring, and if he didn't drop the shoulder, Tom Brady may not have played earlier as what he did. But I'm just saying, Aikman benefited from a Hall of Fame team all around him. That defense, a great wall of Dallas. You know, it's
Emmitt Smith,
the offensive line. Pardon me, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin. Like, they have quite a few Hall of Famers from that era that went in. But yeah, it's Aikman, great quarterback. I don't think he was. I don't think he was.
That I'm in my grave.
I don't think he's top 100 in the history of the league at all.
I think one can argue that it was Bledsoe that helped start the Patriots dynasty.
Oh God, him getting hurt.
It was early in that. He was the hold on.
Yeah.
Hear me out.
100%.
He was the starting quarterback in the game against Pittsburgh. Or no, he was not. Brady was. Excuse me. The Steelers put Brady on the sideline with an injury.
Early.
Drew Bledsoe, who numerous times in the past had proven himself and continued to do so in Buffalo to be a Steelers killer, came in and brought them back to push past the Steelers, at which point Brady was able to come back the following week. And they rewarded him by dumping him.
He got a ring.
What they do.
And he actually wasn't bad with Dallas either. Like, he wasn't, even though he was at the end of his career, he wasn't bad.
Some pretty good numbers, right? I mean, his
Bledsoe had excellent numbers. Like, I think he got over 5,000 yards one year. Like, he helped turn it around, and
I know this isn't.
But Brady, obviously,
I know this isn't
different
NFL
animal.
talk, but speaking of players who are coaches, Deion Sanders is now a college coach for Colorado State, who just upset TCU.
Yeah, a TCU team that lost half their team to the NFL draft.
They did, but
that's the curse of college.
It is.
Look at what happened with Clemson.
But at least he's putting a name on that team and stuff like that. Like,
no, he's not putting a name on anything, man.
He put a name on the high school, man. He brought them a couple championship rings.
Here's what he's doing. Here's what he's doing to college football. He is taking NIL to a new level, and that's the only reason he has any type of players is because his players are getting paid a lot of money from people.
Right.
And trust me, a lot of those players that he brought from Jackson State to Colorado, when they play USC, when they play UCLA, when they play Oregon, and when they play Utah, you're going to find out why they were Division II players. Colorado is going to get owned.
I think they're going to get owned, but it was just nice to see the opening game him up.
No, it wasn't.
It's nice to see in the ones where the big
I'm
teams.
a big Deion Sanders fanboy, though. As a former Cowboys player, he's one of my goats.
I get it. I thought they were just this weekend's Northwestern. That's all I thought they were taking on TCU. But Zach was right. They got picked. Like, they lost a lot of quality players to the NFL, not just being just being done. That TCU drafted well this year.
And that was the problem. You know, people like, can Georgia three-peat? They lost a lot.
Yeah. Ohio State's losing 2, maybe 3 games this season. I'm calling that. So.
But Colorado, you guys think Colorado even finishes 500 this year?
Probably not. I'd have to let me look at the schedule and I'll tell you.
I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing.
I'm gonna say yes.
I can't even remember what conference they're in.
I was thinking, I had no idea Deion's son was a quarterback.
Baby pride.
Don't clip Rosko at.
I'll take that. Not a beast. I don't know, man. I mean, there's some, these kids
they play Oregon, so they might lose that. They play USC, Stanford. They play Oregon State. They play Utah. They end with Utah. So,
man, USC is going to be. If they beat USC though,
that's huge.
They might be
real. They're not beating USC. USC's actually
but I'm just saying.
If they could somehow pull that off, though, they're legit.
That's exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Agreed.
If they pull that off, I mean, I'm just saying these kids a lot of them have heart.
Yeah.
And the thing is that when you have heart, you keep playing, you play your heart out. And the thing is that Deion has these kids, man. They're ramped.
That was how his high school team was. They played their absolute hearts out for that dude. I would too if Deion's my coach, bro. I'm going all out, man.
You should go all out for whoever's coaching.
But I'm going. There's that little bit of extra as us all as humans looking up to somebody, you know.
Yo, plus he only missed 9 passes. That kid missed 9 passes. Deion Sanders' son. He went 37 for 48, or I mean, you know what I mean, like
500 yards.
Yeah, 511 yards and 4 touchdowns, no picks against a number 17 team. I understand TCU lost a lot, but the thing is that this kid,
he tore
them. And then Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter's the only real player they have because he was the number 1 recruit coming out. He was the number 1 recruit coming out.
Well, he showed it, man. He showed it.
I mean, was Deion Sanders' son a big-time quarterback in high school? Like, was he a big?
No.
Yeah, I didn't. Right, I didn't hear much about him. So,
and I don't even remember how was he at Jackson State last year because he went over when Deion went.
They do good during the season and then they lose the championship game.
Oh, okay.
You know, the game that Deion's like, yeah, I'm leaving before that game. You guys.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah,
that's right.
Because he's a real class act.
Deion Sanders' son was a 4-star coming out of high school.
Yeah, but like stats-wise, I don't even remember how he did. I know he did pretty well because like people took note of him. It's like, oh, it's Deion Sanders' kid, but then they kept talking about him, which meant he was actually
ranked 287 out of ESPN's top 300.
You know, if he's got 75% of the athletic ability that his dad had, he'd be pretty good.
Oh God!
Yeah,
that'd be. He'll be starting in the CFL.
Another dual athlete.
I could 100% see him transferring or switching positions.
I would. Man, imagine another base. Imagine another.
Well, it's why right playing quarterback and cornerback.
He doesn't have the athletic set
That's the thing.
to play corner.
He is,
right.
He's going to have a lot of people that are going to say, "I want to play for Deion Sanders."
Yeah, exactly.
Just saying.
No doubt. No doubt.
You cannot you cannot underestimate that part of college coaching.
So, boys, is this as high as Deion goes when it comes to colleges? Does he have an opportunity to make his way into a powerhouse in the SEC or the Big Ten?
No, his attitude and everything will not allow it. He wanted so before he went to Jackson State, before he started coaching at Jackson State, he wanted Florida State to hire him as a head coach, and the dude had never coached anything on the college level, yet alone a head coach, and so he hates Florida State for that. He played there, was an All-American there, never went to class, but he hates Florida State because they didn't give him a shot.
You have to be a certain prestige to even show your face at like a Big Ten school or an SEC school, especially on the coaching staff or something like that.
And Deion's not it.
Right, agreed.
He'll stay out in the Pac-12 where it's going to be barren to where he can actually try and win, and then he'll get into the playoffs and get humiliated.
Maybe eventually moves over to the Atlantic 10.
Until
definitely don't think a big anything is in his future.
What is it next year?
Atlantic
The playoffs
10,
expand.
So where's Syracuse then? Is Syracuse in the Atlantic 10?
I think it's next year. Derrz. I don't know.
Syracuse is in the ACC.
Okay, I'm just thinking of
next year.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the ACC.
What Big Ten schools are in the Atlantic 10? I'm not.
Yeah,
familiar.
next year you're going to see all kinds of college teams get mopped up in the playoffs. 12 teams in the playoffs. You're going to see a lot of teams come out, and it's great that they get that stage, which I've been calling for absolute years. Like when Boise State would go undefeated for 4 years, whatever. They ain't playing anybody, but they're still undefeated back in the day. But yeah, you're going to see a lot of smaller schools get absolutely blown up.
No, Atlantic 10 is like what used to be Division I AA, like Davidson, Fordham, George Mason.
Okay,
I could see him ending up at the University of Richmond at some point.
What about LSU's loss, right? Kelly, what's the deal with Brian Kelly? We think he's a good coach, or
that was just a demolition. That was a demolition of LSU. That's all that was.
Yeah, they got their butts kicked. Yeah,
that was a live on national television pantsing.
What was this?
Get Nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Well, we'll see.
mean-
College football's up in the air this year, though, because I do not think they have a clear front runner for the national championship. There isn't one.
As of right now, no.
If anybody makes it through undefeated, I will be very, very surprised. And out of the Power Five, be very, very.
Like I said,
surprised.
I'm a Ohio State fanboy through and through, and I already know we're losing 2, if not 3 games this season because we just don't have a quarterback. It's too undecided.
So, as most of you know, I've only ever been to one college football game, and that was in Ohio State when Buffalo went to play there, and an unknown Khalil Mack showed Ohio State who's boss, even though Ohio State managed to get the win.
That guy, the greatest player to ever come out of the University of Buffalo, Khalil
God,
Mack.
My thing is name another, but you're absolutely right. But walking around the campus, I saw a lot of cool shirts and swag, and I ended up picking up a red shirt that just says "the" on the front. And I thought that was so cool. But a shirt that I didn't pick up, and I still regret to this day, that said Ann Arbor is a whore. And I just thought that was just terrific.
Dude, that whole week when we play Michigan, we block out like you can't. All the eyes on the campus are blocked out.
This
and everything.
question we got a fantasy question, and it's actually a serious one.
Ooh, I liked it. Good question.
Checo or
I am a huge fan of always going running back, especially running back on a good team with a good quarterback. I will always go running back over wide receiver. That's just me, and I actually think Pacheco is gonna light the NFL up. The way he runs, it's crazy for such a little guy to run like that.
You know, and Chris,
sorry, Steven.
So freaking early. I had him I'm like, yo, I can get him in another 2 rounds. And then Chris is like, no, I'm going to take him here in like the 4th round or so. And I'm like, no.
And guess what Chris is doing? He's starting them in the flex.
I don't blame you. I do not.
Actually,
blame
there you
you.
go. A couple leagues, and I have them slotted right in that flex.
I like the running back in the flex too, because certainly if a running back's going to get touches, right? A wide receiver may not.
Yeah,
and
he can catch.
He's not talking about any wide receiver. He's talking about D-Hop. But D-Hop on a new team, I would say
it's going to take a little bit to find a group.
Who's going to throw to him, though? Come on, Tennessee. Come on.
Tannehill.
Come on, man.
Come on.
I'm not saying his name because...
Tannehill. There, I'll do it.
I think... He had the option to go to a few teams and win. He chose not to win.
I don't understand that. Like the whole time through his free agency, he wanted to go. He wanted a ring. He wants the ring. Everybody knows he wants a ring. He wants paid. And then he picks the Titans. The Patriots and the Titans he visits. I'm like, what? I thought you wanted a ring. Like your basement shopping, man.
Too. Like everyone in Buffalo was all excited, like, "Oh my God, this could happen." Then he goes to the Titans.
Yeah, that would have been scary. I would have put money on Buffalo right after he inked that contract.
You know, there was a list that just came out of. They said they had his 4 teams that D-Hop said they didn't call him back.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Me too, and I know Giants were one of them, and I went,
no.
What?
The Giants didn't want to spend the money, man.
Yeah, I know.
Not after getting burnt with Galloway.
And just one aging wide receiver for the Giants team as a whole, where they're sitting at, that's a bad idea. You got a young team and you're just building it now.
We have a lot of young receivers, you know. I mean, besides Shep, we have all young cats on our team. So, maybe having that veteran would have been a good, experience or could have helped them. That's where my mindset was. Cause I'm like, but then it's like, then I was thinking, I'm like, I bet you probably wanted a 1-year deal. And then the guys upstairs were like, hell no, we're not paying that for, a 30-something-year-old. But my man still puts up still puts up 1,000 yards. Last year, he was injured? How many games? Comes back in, first game back, over 10 receptions, over 100 yards and a touchdown?
I mean, he's still going to get his catches and stuff. I mean, that's just
My man just has like sticky hand. Like, I mean, it don't matter. You throw it up there. If his hand is by that ball, he's getting it. I don't care. I mean, and I don't care. They keep saying his age, but I think he's still got another year or two left, like Larry Fitz. You know what I mean?
Say Larry went for a long time and was good.
And never really had a downtime.
And
never
really had a good quarterback outside of Kurt Warner.
Yeah,
I was going to say there was
and
that.
when he did have him,
outside of Kurt Warner, right? Pardon?
Larry Fitzgerald is easily one of my most favorite players, people.
And a good dude too.
He was
and I was going to say he took all of it in stride and never said a word and stayed there the entirety of that Hall of Fame career.
Yep.
If he would have had a little bit more of a supporting cast, people 10 years from now would be talking about Larry Fitzgerald's receiving records, not Jerry Rice's.
Yeah.
True.
We'll be talking about him up there with Megatron, just a dominant
They're
receiver.
but he's always going to be in the conversation with Jerry Rice, as he rightfully should be.
Yeah. No, when you just say Megatron, whenever you say that name, the only thing I see is when they had those 3 Bengal defenders.
Oh my God! Yeah,
in the
and he's
Super Bowl,
still,
or not in the Super Bowl. I mean, in the end zone, they're mugging him, and he still catches the ball.
Yeah, don't know how. But yet, how many times weirdly did we see him get hit right in the hands, nobody near him, and just dropped it? It was so weird. He could catch anything while contested, but
in traffic.
Yes. But open field, it was kind of a crapshoot.
I still think in my generation, I still think he's the best receiver I've ever seen play.
One of the best.
I'm going to have to hop out of here, my dudes. I got 2 videos to record tonight. So catch you guys later.
Take it easy.
Best of luck tonight. Go football. Love you guys.
Go football.
Go football.
Go my local sports team.
How about that local sports club?
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be a real interesting year all around. So many questions need to be answered.
A lot of questions.
A lot of questions.
So much.
This is seriously the best time of the year.
Yeah.
That and the 007 Days of Christmas. Two best times of the year.
Is that on TBS? I don't know.
I think it's TBS or TNT, one of the two.
Okay.
Marathon.
The 007 Days of Christmas.
Or how about Rocky in Reverse? Like, what are they thinking, dude? Anyways, I remember that one time on TBS, Rocky in Reverse. We're starting with Rocky 5, leading all the way to Rocky 1.
Really? I didn't know
That's a bad way to watch them.
That happened. Look it up.
I 100%.
What are they doing to you?
That coming from the same channel that runs A Christmas Story for 24 hours. Anything is believable.
I really like that movie, but after like 2 times, you need to stop. Like,
it's like anywhere I go on Christmas, they always have it on TV. Like, come on,
back to back.
I like the part when they set up the lamp and the kid just kind of reaches up and starts rubbing the leg, and his mom blocks the hand out of the way.
Yes.
So I have a question. Since we say there's a lot of questions unanswered, is there a team, do you think, that really doesn't have a whole lot of questions to answer?
No.
I think
everybody has some questions.
You think?
I don't think there's one team that skates away with, they're in a good position.
Oh, I do. I think there's one, and everybody's sleeping on them because of their quarterback. I think the 49ers are just set.
I don't, because Kittle, we'll see. Bosa, he's back, which is
Kittle
good.
is questionable for this weekend, by the way.
Yeah, but
they have Debo.
Yeah,
they have Debo. They have Christian McCaffrey. They have those other 2 running backs who are beasts, who could start on any team in the NFL. And they have Ayuk.
But this is a throwing league, and we'll see what Brock can actually do over
that's the thing. The fact is, regardless of the round he was drafted in, he is still coming off of a very short rookie season.
And a pretty big injury too.
Fire 100%, and he came out. He came out shining bright. But the question is, especially after the injury, how's he going to hold up in the long run, especially?
I think the team with very little questions is the Kansas City Chiefs. Just they're pound for pound there all the time.
Disagree with that.
Like, so Kelsey's hurt right now. Okay, week or two or whatever. Hey, they got, if Pacheco doesn't work out, hey, they still got a couple more right behind them. Jerick McKinnon
and
Edwards-Helaire. That they just proved that they don't need.
Hey, they got Juju
Tyreek
Smith-Schuster.
Hill, so it
He's
doesn't
awesome.
matter as long as
They don't have
the
Juju.
receiver's looking in the right direction.
Oh, that's right,
The
they
ball's
don't.
going to be put there. Their defense is all right. Even last year, I was saying they're done. It's all over, and then they turn around and won the Super Bowl. What, second in 3 years?
Their defense seems to always patch it together, right?
Who's their number one receiver? Sky Moore?
On the field tonight, number one receiver.
Is it MVS or Sky Moore?
You're going to see a lot of blitzing and a lot of one-on-ones because none of their people, aside from Kelsey, can beat it. You're going to see a lot of pressure on Mahomes.
So the depth chart has Kadarius Toney as their number one,
that's
Valdez
right.
Scantling, and then Sky Moore. Yeah.
Freaking Tony.
Yeah, you're right. There's no questions about the Kansas City Chiefs whatsoever.
I'm just saying, like they keep going, man. They just keep going
until Andy Reid retires.
Yeah, well, so do old cars, but at some point you got to realize it's not worth it, and you can't defend it any longer.
Hey, like I'm a Bills
I don't
fan.
know.
I can't
If I
stand
was
the
going
Chiefs,
in
but
to the
I still
opening
think
game
they
of an
are the
NFL
team to beat,
season,
straight up.
If I was going into a season with Kadarius Toney as my number one receiver, I'd be a tiny bit worried for week one, especially.
Without Travis Kelce is I think that's why it's a question mark, is not having Travis Kelce. I still think the Lions are going to pull it out because I think their defense is better. But
Aiden Hutchinson is frightening.
He is frightening, and I think the Lions are coming off a great year, and that coach is
Dan Campbell.
He is awesome.
That the one thing you can say about Dan Campbell, that man knows football and knows motivation. He is a very good coach.
I used to love him. He used to be on the New York Giants. He was our tight end.
Yep. Not a half bad tight end, but he's turned into one heck of a coach.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Just
if you don't want to run through a wall after you listen to him, I don't know. There might be something wrong with you.
Look at what Jared Goff did last year for him. After coming off of, why did they waste anything on him? He had a really good year last year. I think that's why I was you can't ignore the Detroit Lions anymore.
They won that trade though, because they got a number one pick as well, or two, from that Matt Stafford deal.
Yeah.
So they came out on top of that.
Yeah.
I don't 100%. Know, man. They won a Super Bowl. Everything you play for, they pulled off.
But look at it 2 years later.
Right. They won one Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, but the thing is, see, winning a playoff game in Detroit is like winning a Super Bowl. And so that's what they're going.
We know there's been one since JFK was assassinated. But I'm saying
Just remember, Baker Mayfield was the starting quarterback for a few games for the Rams last year.
Yeah,
that's how bad they were.
Did not Matt Stafford's wife pull a Brenda Warner and come out and start talking to the media? Oh, my husband doesn't get along with the younger kids.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, she opened her mouth. Yeah.
I don't like her.
We have the new Brenda Warner, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever her name is, I actually don't know her first name.
Oh, Kurt Warner's wife?
Yeah, because she was always mouthing off to the media. Now here comes Stafford's wife. He doesn't get along with the younger kids. That's not good.
How old is he? Jeez.
Stafford? 35, 6, somewhere up there.
Jeez.
He's older than people think because he lost a lot of time in people's mind in Detroit.
Wow.
See, Bizzle, I think there's only been one win in your lifetime.
Wait a second here.
Oof, 91.
And I think the Lions haven't been in the playoffs in some time, right? It's been it's a long
Herman
time.
Moore on that team?
And that's a shame because They had Megatron, man. They went to the playoffs, but they didn't win, right? I'm just like oh.
That win in 1991 was with the greatest running back of all time, Barry Sanders. I will say that all day, every day.
Yeah.
And for the record, Matt Stafford is 35, was drafted in 2009.
Out of Georgia.
Yeah. Just for, I think maybe the only quarterback older than him is Aaron Rodgers in the league.
Wow. That's crazy.
No, I think there's probably a bad.
Matt Ryan's gone. Matt Ryan's gone. Brady's gone.
What about Henny?
But is he starting though? I think he's.
If you're talking starters, yeah, Zach, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah, I think he might be the second oldest starting quarterback in the NFL.
Is there still a McCown floating around?
Russell Wilson?
No, he finally retired. He finally retired after 75 years in the NFL.
Jeez.
You call it retirement. They call it just nobody wanted you.
Yeah, they called it the retirement being, well, I've been a free agent for 13 years. I might as well retire.
Yeah.
Johnny Morton was a good receiver too. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a name
That's
for the past.
a lot of good players.
Love Herman Moore.
Put there. It's a good team.
Came over to the Giants too. That was
Yeah, he
hilarious.
did at the end of his career. Yeah.
Oh man, I thought that was so cool. He didn't even do nothing for us, but I just thought that was so cool. So I'm like,
The fact that he was there in that uniform was like, that is awesome.
He did. I think he caught one touchdown for us, and I was like, yeah, and I like celebrated. No.
Well, honestly, it's like Colts fans the past 2 years. They've had nothing to talk about for quarterback, but at least they got to see Phillip Rivers and Matt Ryan wearing their jerseys.
That's wild. That is wild.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right, guys, we're about 25 minutes to kickoff. So why don't we talk about our favorite teams? Alan, what's the Ravens? What are they doing this year?
I feel they're going to win the division, and everybody's picking the Bengals. The Bengals still have no defense. I think our defense is roughly the best in the division. I have yet to see. I have to see what the Steelers do before I say it's the best. I think it is, but the Steelers' defense is always going to be good, and they have that monster on the end, T.J. Watt. He's a game wrecker, and but I think their offense is a little young, and I think the Steelers will end up finishing second in the division. Everybody's high on the Bengals, and they think they're going to do this and they're going to do that. Our division, I say me and Zach's, the AFC North, it's up and coming, and I'm not talking about Cleveland.
It's coming back to the horrifying that it used to be in the mid to late 2000s when it was a scary place to be.
Great.
When it should be, and the two teams that should be up there, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, will be up there. And the other two, just those other two teams in the division that get beat up twice a year.
The water will find its own level, and it'll be back to the way it was.
But
Love it.
I have questions about our secondary because Marlon Humphrey got hurt, but I think our front seven will help with that. And honestly, we have Roquan Smith to thank for that.
Oh, that guy is
the Costa pulling off that trade and signing him. That dude is going to make or break our defense.
I was so angry when they signed him.
Awesome.
So angry when they signed him because he is so good.
I believe Lamar's going to surprise a lot of people. I don't even think he's going to have 600 yards rushing this year. Less than 600. And I know he's going to break 4,000 passing, which I know is just regular now in the NFL. But with Lamar's skill set and everything, I think the receivers he has and the weapons he has to his disposal, I think he's going to prove himself as a quarterback. Is it going to be enough to get us there? I don't know. But like I said, I'm scared of the Jets. And I'm not scared of the Chiefs. I'm scared of the Jets because they have a very complete team in my eyes.
Zach? Steelers?
Well, I think he's absolutely right that in time it's going to come back to Baltimore and Pittsburgh slugging it out for the win in the division as usual. The 49ers game is going to set the tone for what the Steelers can do. That is the ultimate test that they have to face. They have to face Brock Purdy and a nasty, nasty defense. Even without Nick Bosa, Javon Hargrave is terrifying.
Yeah, he is.
He has been terrifying his entire career, and it's so awful the Steelers couldn't afford to re-sign him back in the day. But I'm cautiously optimistic. If it plays out like I think it will, it's going to be a heck of a season. I want to see, can Kenny Pickett be the guy? He did not prove to me last year that he was the guy. He had a good preseason. He's making better decisions. He seems to be improving. Now he's in the fire. A very good team is going to be coming for him. And we'll see how he responds.
How big are his hands? Are they pretty big?
I don't know, but everybody, I loved it up until he started playing. Everybody, small hands. He gets in, throws a couple of touchdowns. Nobody remembered that part that they said that 2 weeks before.
I know.
It's so odd.
It was such a big thing, like right before, and then all of a sudden everyone just stopped saying it. And I was
like, because he comes out and was slinging the ball everywhere. It's like, all right, like all the talking head experts on ESPN, Kenny Pickett all of a sudden had frying pans for hands.
Chris, Bills?
We'll find out Monday night who will basically end up on top of the AFC East. That division is going to be top 3 playoff caliber teams, and then the Patriots. Not to say the Patriots won't do anything. Their defense always will be interesting to play against, but their offense is not going to be able to match up with Miami, Buffalo, and the New York Jets. The one thing that a lot of people haven't talked about is the New York Jets offensive line. There's a reason why there was a revolving door of quarterbacks up there. Everyone was keep getting hit, and they were rushed all the time. So, hey,
some guy said it wasn't an issue. Some guy maybe sitting right there.
So we'll see what happens.
We're going to find out. But that's why I said, if that man is upright, he is dangerous.
Well, I think the thing though with Rodgers, right? He's a seasoned guy, so even if the line is crappy, if he can continue to get the ball out of his hands quick, like he can do, they might be able to survive it.
The thing with him is he hasn't played necessarily well against Buffalo, especially in the last 10 years. Every time Buffalo has played Green Bay, they've done well. I think again, for me, the AFC East will be a war of attrition. Whoever basically skates through unscathed with the least amount of injuries will do well. Last year, the Bills managed to, I'm not going to say fluke their way, but they were fortunate enough to secure the first spot a little bit early, basically with their defense being just ripped apart by injuries. We had second stringers, third stringers going out there as starters. Again, when Cincinnati played Buffalo and that kid suffered that heart attack on the field. Hello, everyone. He was a third stringer. That's how bad Buffalo's defense was ripped apart. Buffalo dealt with a lot of issues last year. To start the season, they had that shooting that happened outside Buffalo. A lot of the players showed up the day after for the memorial that was there, and it just went on and on and on. And then when you couple in the fact that the kid had the heart attack, they just had a lot of baggage that they were carrying. This season doesn't seem to be that way. They're starting healthy. They're not starting injured. Until they're beat, they're still king of the mountains when it comes to the AFC East. A lot of people, like I know Alan was just saying he's nervous about the Jets. Here's the thing. The Bills are still the team to beat. So I'm sure those fan bases are saying, hey, we still have to beat Buffalo to prove ourselves.
Absolutely.
And
that means they're going to be coming hard.
And I get that because as a Bills fan that watched Tom Brady play for almost 20 years in the AFC East, it was painful as the Bills would draft to try and beat the Patriots, and drafting to try to beat a team doesn't work. You need to draft the way that you want to envision your team. And right now, I think the Bills will be fine. I think the Bills will still be a 10-win team, whether they finish first or second. We'll see. But I do think they're getting into the playoffs. And the way that things are, if you just get in the playoffs, anything can happen. Because, hey, the Bengals went to the Super Bowl when no one thought they ever would.
Yeah.
All hail the New York Giants!
You must have had your finger on that, waiting for me.
Oh, he is. He's always wanting to play
Rosko,
that.
what do you think? What do you think of the Giants?
Let me tell you, we made the playoffs last year, and we won the playoff game. But we've done nothing but improve. So I know everyone's still saying you don't have a number one receiver. Well, guess what? That doesn't matter. Last year we didn't have a number one, and the thing is that the receivers that we have right now are even better than we had last year. Even with Hodges coming from Buffalo, Major, I think he's got such a connection with Daniel. You got Waller now at tight end. Man, look out, man! I'm telling you, if he stays healthy, look out. You know, but I'm not. I'll let Brian talk a little bit, but I'm going to talk about a little bit of our frickin' the NFC East, which I think is one of the toughest. I mean, I know some people say, but the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles are the Eagles. I mean, they're just
a couple years ago.
Jalen Hurts and that receiving core.
Yeah, that's going to be the key for the Giants is the division games, the 6 division games.
Yep.
Can
absolutely. Even Washington.
Can they handle Washington? That should be 2 games they win. Can they? We'll find out Sunday night against Dallas. I think the Giants can be better than Dallas, because I don't really know what Dallas is. So we've got to take those games. And if we play the Eagles in week 15 and week 17, so we get the Eagles very late.
Yeah.
So I mean, we could. It could be at a point where the Eagles have locked up the division already, and maybe they're, I don't know, right? But we need to win at least. We need to split with the Eagles, right? We need to have, we need to split with Dallas. We need to split with the Eagles, and we need to beat Washington twice. Yeah. Like they need to have some momentum within the division, which they really haven't had over the last couple of years. So,
absolutely. But I really do feel that we have a better team than we did last year. And
definitely.
Thibodeau, Kayvon, I'm already going to tell you right now, he's definitely having 10 plus sacks this year. I'll put down on paper 10 plus sacks for Kayvon Thibodeau. You can quote me on that. Clip it right now if you want to, but guarantee you, the man is, I think he's good. And if Ojulari is healthy throughout the year on that other side, definitely he's easily getting 10.5 sacks. So, I mean, I'm pumped. I'm excited.
Here, why don't you say that again so we can clip it?
Kayvon Thibodeau from the New York Giants, number 5, is 10 plus sacks this year. Mark my words.
Right.
Take the pill.
I already got that. 17 minutes. I already got it. You already
Chicago.
Everybody's getting on Chris too much about his, so I gotta jump in there too, because I still say I was right there with Chris. I right after he said that, I agreed with him. I was like, "You're right, man. He's nothing." So I mean, I don't want Chris to wear that badge alone.
No, I agree too. I
Chris doesn't want to say anything.
There was no way that I don't think anybody thought Geno Smith was going to play like he did last year.
No,
not even Geno Smith.
No,
Geno Smith.
It's like he throwing DK Metcalf would catch and be like, "Wow, that's what it's like to have a receiver."
Yeah. Geno Smith went home every week like, "Oh, we're okay." He did. I don't think. Maybe by about week 8 he started believing in himself.
Yeah. Hey, he was a first-round pick. Like, so there's something. Someone saw something. Let's be honest.
To be fair, so was Josh Rosen. So
okay, but then I think a lot of these quarterbacks that go first round, sometimes the situation is not right for that quarterback.
Yeah,
you say Geno Smith was a first round pick, but that was the Jets. I don't, and whether I think they're scary or not, it's still the Jets and their horrible decision making.
Well, the Jets have a way of ruining quarterbacks.
Did you see with Caleb Williams, the number
timestamp that one?
Yeah, the number 1 possible draft pick out of USC said, if the quarterback situation is dire, I'm staying at USC another year, a.k.a. the Cardinals having the first overall pick.
Yep. I don't blame him. I don't blame him whatsoever.
I do not either. You got one shot, kid. Don't waste it on the Arizona Cardinals.
Have you guys seen the Cardinals coach? Is he not the most dull, just absolute person, trying to be cool, like that dad that's like, hey, like kaboom, yeah, good job. Like,
yeah, no cap, guys, we're going to win. He sounds like us saying that.
I mean, it's
he's horrible. They showed clips of him in the trying to like give a speech, like, let's go out there, guys, right? But he goes, what do you say? You got that fire in your heart, guys?
So he's no Dan Campbell, is what you're saying?
No, he's certainly no Dan
Screaming
Campbell.
and spitting and
horrible.
And I feel bad for one player on the Cardinals team. One player, and that's because I had to play against him twice a year, and that's Connor. And I liked him. I really liked him. He's got a lot of heart, and he runs hard. But
I gotta say,
I'm glad he's on that team. I'm
glad he had the success he did, because sadly he just wasn't able to fit in with the Steelers system at the time.
Unfortunately,
nothing but love and respect for Connor. Period. And it sucks that he's out there with that sinking ship.
Oh, so
we're talking about a team that makes their players pay for snacks and juice and stuff.
Well, I mean, this was also the
they don't
same
even do
team.
that in minor league hockey.
This is also the same team that for 10 minutes mandated that their starting quarterback, who they pay millions of dollars, commit to 8 hours of film study a week. At which point he cried, went home and played Call of Duty, and they rescinded that from his contract.
That guy needs to be out of the
NFL.
He hasn't played a single game since.
That guy needs to be out of the NFL. Any NFL quarterback worth their salt lives in the film room.
Yeah.
They live in the film room.
Every great quarterback spent more time in the film room than they did on the practice field.
Yeah. I mean, heck, even Peyton Manning, we've all seen the clips. During practice, when he wasn't allowed to practice if he was injured, he was sitting in the hot tub rehabbing with the helmet on so he could hear what's going on at practice.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously?
Phillip Rivers, when that's my Arizona Cardinals, 0-17. They watch.
Look so bad. They look so bad.
They are
horrible.
It almost is to the point of I feel bad for them, but they did it to themselves, so I don't feel bad for them.
I don't feel bad for the
ownership. No,
GM
the
office.
Players, yes.
The GM office, I don't feel bad with the players a bit, yeah. And I don't blame Hopkins for wanting out of there.
No, I don't blame Buda Baker for wanting out of there. I don't blame any of them for wanting out of there.
Yeah, I see Baker. Baker didn't go anywhere yet. He hasn't been traded, right?
No,
he'll definitely be traded before the end of this year. There's no doubt.
Oh yeah,
he's going to go to a player.
And he's he's going to be a really good player for somebody about week 7.
He'll probably want to go to a contender, and someone like
Kansas City will make that. They'll make that move and get that defender, and then
or the Patriots.
Or the Patriots, yeah. They've done that too.
Yeah. We'll see, but he will not be an Arizona Cardinal by the end of the 2023 season.
Yeah. Yep. Man.
All right, guys. I guess we should wrap it up. We got about 5 minutes before kickoff. So
go Lions.
Good luck to
go my favorite sports team.
Is it on Amazon tonight or no?
I don't think week 1 is. I think it starts next week.
On the NFL Network in Canada.
Gotcha. Oh, am I not allowed to say that on here? Oh,
well, they own everything. I think
it's on NBC.
Okay.
Oh, ABC. That's right. Yeah. I think their deal was only weeks 2 through like 15 or something.
Yeah.
No, it was really weird. But the NFL kept a couple games, a couple Thursday night games.
It used to only be like sporadic. Like it'd be like, like here, there, like then all of a sudden then there were like a couple more games. And then this year I heard it was like almost the whole season. So I was like,
yeah, it was some monster deal. I think it was weeks or games 2 through they may keep the last 2 for the NFL, but Amazon has.
And they have the
exclusive for Thursday.
They have the London games too, I think.
Yes. Oh. Yeah, they do.
Yahoo does. Yahoo and them switch.
Did anybody sign up for because the Sunday ticket's now on YouTube?
So I did not yet, but I probably will next week or the week after because it's only $100 for students, and I'm getting a graduate certificate in human resources. So
let's go. Take that system.
Let's go.
I think I'm gonna.
I might have to sign up for a class.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to go audit something.
It's cheaper. It's cheaper just to pay for the Sunday team.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
That's true, especially the colleges around here.
Yeah. I have a local community college. Might be just a couple.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's true.
Community college is right down
take
the road.
a video editing course and then
Video editing course.
Write it off as a business expense.
Well, gentlemen, good luck to your
luck,
NFL
everybody.
team and your fantasy teams. So we'll see everybody next week. See how many smiles are on everybody's faces. We'll see. So, but thanks for hanging out. Thanks to the chat hanging out with us. We had a bunch of people hanging out with us. So we're going to be doing this every week. So we'll see you next Thursday around 7 p.m. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys.
Zach.
Take care.
Going down.